Musicians. I feel like we need to take more personal responsibility for our own sense of artistic integrity. What I mean is, it doesn't matter what kind of music you're playing, whether it's really complex or really simple, can't it always be great? There's plenty of music that I don't like, but I can always find a way to make it artistically satisfying, enjoyable, and educational. I believe that you can always play by your own rules and still respect the music, the musicians, and most importantly, your audience. Are you playing the music, or is the music playing you? My name's Randy Gist, and today I want to talk about one thing in particular. Don't let your ego get in the way of your financial goals. So, to put it quite frankly, I always want to sound good. Don't rely on the genre of music to determine whether or not you're going to show up that day and kill it. The artistry should come from you. Just because the music's hard doesn't make it better, and just because the music is simple doesn't make it stupid. You want to be the King Midas of music, where everything you touch turns into artistic gold. Your artistic integrity is your responsibility. It's literally our job to bring things to life that are dull, that are boring. When someone hires you for a gig, they are bringing you on as the expert on your given instrument or as a musician as a whole. So if you feel like, this gig's gonna be a drag, or maybe the music sucks, well, that's your fault. It's your job to make the music as good as you can. That's why they hired you. So if the music really does suck, you have to ask yourself, what can I do to make this better? Like, how can I contribute to somehow make this thing not suck? Or if it is what it is and your hands are tied, how can you play that music to the best of your ability and most accurately represent what's been placed in front of you? So if I'm playing with a bunch of absolute beginners and they sound terrible, I'm still absolutely gonna do everything I can to sound great. I'm gonna sound great anyway. But I also have to make them sound great so that we can sound great. That's my job. So just remember, the medium is not the message. Let me say that louder for the people in the back. The medium is not the message. So instead of just writing off music that you don't like as cheesy or corny or stupid or lame or whatever, think of it more as a puzzle to be solved.
Yeah, I like to solve the puzzle.
All right, go ahead.
Yep.
That's it, yeah.
What can I do to make this music dope? Sometimes we think oh, well, I'm too good to play this music, or I'm above this or above that. But the truth is, no, you're not. You never are, because you're not perfect. And you can always do something better. You can always improve on what you're doing. And instead of being lazy and putting the blame on the music for being uninteresting, you should take the responsibility of bringing artistry to it and bringing it to life. That's your job. Could you just play Mary Had a Little Lamb and have that be artistically fulfilling?
Mary had a little lamb.
And maybe you feel culturally bound to certain musics that you don't even like and feel like you can't break apart from that. But there are plenty of examples of artists who have been very successful by making music in genres that they weren't supposed to like or fit into. Or even by combining different genres in ways that people said, oh, you can't do that. But you can. That's just musical peer pressure, and you don't even have to listen to that anyway. So look, I understand. And if you know me, you know I hate it when the music is a drag. But it then becomes my job and personal responsibility to make it the best that I can, to save the music and make it great. And sometimes it's completely out of your hands, and I understand that. But then just remember, you're always representing yourself and your own personal product, and you always want that to be great. Don't be a victim of circumstance, and take responsibility for your own artistic integrity. And the main reason you need to take responsibility is because if you don't, you might accidentally burn some bridges. Don't burn your own bridges. By having an ego, sometimes you can cut yourself off from some really great opportunities. I can't tell you the number of times I've taken a gig doing music I didn't even really like that much, but it ultimately ended up leading me to new opportunities. I met new people who got me gigs that were in my lane doing stuff that I love to do. You can miss out on friendships, relationships, income, and the general ability to learn something new and grow. And look, the more types of music you're comfortable playing and enjoy playing and are good at, that means more revenue streams and more opportunities. And furthermore, from an opportunistic standpoint, somebody might come through and swoop up an amazing gig that you actually would have been better on, but they got in because they had a connect from somebody that they met doing that other crappy gig you didn't want to do. Some people don't dig wedding bands and corporates and all that. I booked a national TV commercial that made me tons of money from doing a gig where I'm doing weddings and bar mitzvahs and stuff, so you never know where your opportunity may come from.
Nothing beats live.
So we want to stream all that sweet live stuff.
And sometimes the musicians you're playing with know that the gig isn't even that dope anyway, and yet they'll hire you again knowing that, yo, Randy was cool on that gig. I'll absolutely call him back because he did the gig, he was cool, he made it happen. Even though I might have personally hated the music, I gave it 100% and that came through. And so now those people call me back. So just be cool, it always comes back around. When everyone else is saying they can't do that gig, be the person who can.
I volunteer as tribute.
Remember, music is all about communication and connecting with one another. Don't burn your own bridges. Look, I'm not telling you to take every gig that comes your way, especially if you know you're gonna be miserable on the gig. Try and open your mind up to the idea that there are lots of different genres of music, lots of different situations, and you never know where your opportunities may come from. And even if you can't take a gig or really don't want to take one, then at least use it to make a bridge for someone else, because that person may always come back to help you later. It always comes back around. Try and become an empathetic listener. Get your ego out of the way and make a compromise with your audience. So for instance, let's say I don't like country music at all, right? Maybe there's something in there that I can find that I do like and that country music fans also like. So now I can bring the two together in a way that doesn't necessarily sacrifice or destroy my sense of artistic integrity, but I can still use it as a bridge to connect to people who otherwise wouldn't even like my music at all. That's why you gotta get that ego out of the way and find something to appreciate. By not finding that thing to appreciate, you're really just cutting yourself off from potential customers, clients, fans who want to pay you money to hear great music. And look, the more genres of music and types of music you're comfortable with, you can pull all of that in to do what you love doing even better. There's not a single music out there that I can't find at least one thing that I think is cool, respectable, and needs to be appreciated. You don't eat Gordon Ramsay level food for every meal that you eat. You probably eat fast food sometimes and love it. Well, then there's a place for everything, right? So don't hate on it. If you don't like it, don't eat it. But understand that there's a place for it. And if you can't find anything to like about it, this may just be a reflection of your own lack of creativity and inability to connect with other human beings. Enjoy being perfect on your island all alone. I hope it was worth it. Like, humor me for a second. Maybe you're just wrong about that music and you just haven't yet found the value in it. And I used to have really strong opinions about lots of music. And then I tried making some of it. Some of it's a lot harder than I thought. And then I gained an appreciation for it. So all I'm saying is don't knock it till you try it. And see if you can even do it at all. And just remember, like, we're all in this together. This is the entertainment business as a whole. So look, if people are willing to pay money for entertainment of any kind, that means that there's still money in that economy that could end up in your pocket. Like, if anyone's making money in music at all, that's a win for everybody, because now the value of music as a whole has gone up and everybody wins. So that's what I'm talking about. Don't let your ego get in the way and prevent you from expanding your mind and your music. By opening up your musical tastes, you're allowing yourself to grow as a musician, but also you're allowing your brand to expand to include a larger fan base. So pick like your least favorite song, genre, artist, whatever, and try and find one thing that you like about it. So that's what we got for today. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. And when you subscribe, please click the bell icon so that you can get notified whenever I release new content. My name is Randy Gist. Don't let your ego get in the way of your financial goals and success.